modeling the way our students begin each day, I ask that we observe a moment of silence at this time. Please join me.
We are the Marion County School District Leadership Team. When we come together to work, we are efficient, effective, and productive. Our three most important characteristics are dedicated, transparent, and individuality response. To work well together, we must
demonstrate respect, confront reality, and be accountable. We will always put students first. We will leave a legacy of success.
Thank you to our student board representatives. For the courtesy of those listening to the meeting, I am requesting everyone in the audience to please turn off their electronic devices or put them on vibrate. Public comment will now be accepted during two portions of each meeting for up to 30 minutes for each portion. The first will take place prior to the board vote and will be specific to the night's agenda. The second will be for items on which the school board customarily takes action and will occur after the board completes the business portion of the meeting. Anyone wanting to speak regarding an agenda item must complete a blue form. Anyone wanting to speak regarding a non-agenda item must complete a yellow form. Both forms are available before each meeting and on the district website. Forms are due to the board clerk by 5:40 p.m. and can be submitted via email or in person. Public speakers will have 3 minutes to complete their comments, and no more than 10 speakers will be scheduled in either public comment portion unless the board votes otherwise. Good evening, Ms. Martinez-Young. Will you please call the roll?
Dr. Allison Campbell, District 1.
Here.
Mrs. Lori Conrad, District 2. Mr. Eric Cummings, District 3.
Here.
Mrs. Nancy Thrower, District 4.
Here.
Dr. Sarah James, District 5.
Here.
Sharia Hussein, Denellen High School. Isaac Smith, North Marion High School. Attorney Powers, School Board Attorney.
Here.
Dr. Danielle Brewer, Superintendent.
Here.
Thank you, Ms. Martinez-Young. Dr. Brewer, who will share our inspiration and lead the Pledge of Allegiance for us this evening?
Thank you. Good evening. Dr. Chad Frazier will come forward to introduce our special guest this evening.
1 second, Mr. Frazier. Oh, looks like you're on now. Nope.
Nope.
Oh,
Maybe.
sounds good, Dr. Frazier. Thank you.
Good evening, Chair Dr. James, board members, and Superintendent Dr. Brewer. It is my honor to introduce Cadet Bradley Hitchcock of the Forest High School JROTC program, who will deliver the inspiration and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance under the guidance of Major George Clark. The color guard for tonight's presentation includes the cadets, Kate Baxley, Nara Ramirez, Joshua Von Sander, and John Bucher.
Thank you. Good evening, parents and faculty of Marion County Public Schools. It is truly an honor to stand before you and share my experience being a student here in Marion County. I'm currently enrolled at Forest High School. I'm a member of the College and Career Advanced Placement Program. I'm the wing commander of our AFJROTC unit. I'm also the drum major of the Forest High School Marching Band, and I'm a licensed pilot. Most days, my morning consists of getting up at around 5:30 in the morning, going to the gym, heading to school, an hour early for band, and occasionally leaving at the 3 p.m. bell, only to go straight to Circle K for an energy drink. But for myself and my friends, our day is usually not over at 3 p.m. My friends joining me today, Cullen Briggs and Landon Drawdy, can attest to this. Cullen is a team captain for the FHS lacrosse team. Landon Drawdy is the team captain for the men's weightlifting team. This year is very special to Forest High School because it is rare to see 3 individuals receive appointments to a prestigious military academy, all from one school. However, when you step back and look at Marion County in its entirety, you will find that excellence is not found in one grade level or school. Last year, Sanjay Karthik, a senior from Vanguard High School, received an appointment to the United States Air Force Academy. The year prior, Caleb Lombardo also received an appointment to the United States Air Force Academy. Currently, Caleb Lombardo is one of the highest ranking cadets in his graduating class, and he's helped me with my application to the academy as well. What stands out to me now as a senior is the legacy of mentorship which exists within this county. This legacy can be found dating back to my middle school years at Howard. The then principal, Mr. Rembert, took me under his wing, always checking on me, making sure I was getting the help I needed with my classes, and always offering fist bumps on the way to lunch block. He's in the audience, so I'm sure he can remember this. What I saw then as simple gestures of kindness were really developing me to see my teachers and administrators as family. Ironically, Mr. Rembert graduated from Howard Middle School with me, where he too went to Forest High School my freshman year. As my freshman and sophomore year went on, the fist bumps I'd get in the hallways turned into, yo, what's up, Mr. Rembert, how's it going? Looking back, I realized those moments made me feel like school was a safe place for me. By creating an environment at school that felt like family to me, I wanted to spend more time at school, investing myself in clubs, and applying for leadership opportunities within the programs I was already in. My band director, Mr. Jones, although he does not know it, is the reason that I stayed in band to begin with. Despite the fact that I'm the drum major now, at one point I actually wanted to quit band. Sophomore year, my schedule began to thicken. I was already in smaller leadership roles in JROTC and marching band. I was taking on 3 college-level classes, and I was a part of countless community service events after school. When you're 15 and you feel like school is becoming a burden to you, it's easy to want to push away your responsibilities, so I told myself the best thing for me was probably to quit band. But before I could, I thought of the countless times Mr. Jones had opened his office for students to come after school. He opened it for students to come ask for advice, vent, cry, laugh, and just tell stories. In doing so, he gave me a sense of recognition in the challenges I face day to day and offered new perspectives on how to handle those challenges. What is remarkable to me about that is it wasn't just Mr. Jones at Forest who did this. These guys, as well as myself, have had many teachers that have gave us the strength to keep pushing ourselves. My AP US history teacher, Mrs. Crawford, also pushed me to be a better version of myself. When I came to class upset a few weeks ago, she was the one who gave me a hug. Like Mr. Jones, she opens up her class to kids who, when they need a mentor figure in their life. She will make you feel like you are understood, and to a teenager trying to figure out life, that's priceless. From these mentors I'm so blessed to have had in my life, I have learned how to find the strength to push forward and dream big. I want to close out my message by thanking the countless teachers and administrators of MCPS that have served as the foundation for me not to limit myself. Because of the mentorship and guidance which many of you have to offer, I'm inspired to lead my successors to strive for even greater things than I will. Permit me to speak for Landon and Cullen by saying that our success stories are made much more possible by the dedication that you have for your students. Thank you. If I could ask everybody to please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Please repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you. We really appreciate your testimony, and if you guys will hang out, we'll come down and take a picture with you all once we get done with recognitions. But we are incredibly grateful for your leadership on your campus and your testimony for what the leaders in Marion County on our campuses as teachers and administrators have done to support your educational journey. It means a lot, and it really speaks to, I know Board Member Thurr, I'm sure will say this is later as well, but it speaks to what our referendum is able to do with prioritizing career and technical education and really the reasons why kids are showing up, like band, right? And that's the reason you're still showing up. So we really appreciate your testimony this evening. Dr. Brewer, I think we have a few other recognitions.
We do. We're excited to recognize 3 different groups this evening. And each group we're going to recognize, and then we'll come down for one final picture. So just know that. We're going to begin with Mr. Donnie Tucker. He's our coordinator of athletics. He and Dr. Chad Frazier will provide the introduction for our incredibly special students.
Thank you, Dr. Brewer. We would like to introduce 3 outstanding Forest High School JROTC participants. And Bradley has already alluded quite a bit to what we're recognizing them for. But They are Cadet Bradley Hitchcock, who will attend the United States Air Force Academy, Cadet Cullen Briggs, who will attend the United States Naval Academy, and Cadet Landon Drawdy, who will attend the United States Military Academy at West Point.
Congratulations, gentlemen. What an honor.
And I appreciate the recognition for the last 2 years, recognizing Caleb and Sanjay. So thank you for including those in your statement this evening. All right, at this time, I'd like to introduce Mr. Rios Welsh. He is the Chief Financial Officer. He has a special recognition to provide this evening.
Good evening, board chair, board members, and audience. I'm Mr. Rios Welsh, Chief Financial Officer for Marion County Public Schools, and this evening I want to recognize part of the business services team. As many of you guys know, or maybe some of the audience don't know, the business services department overall has many different tentacles and areas of responsibility, the least of which is not budget and finance, which includes accounting, budgeting, which really is the lifeblood and heartbeat of the organization in terms of being able to provide the funding and the financial wherewithal and outlook to keep the district's wheels turning at all times. With that, I want to recognize some of our key budget staff. The first is, and I will make an introduction, by the way, to the board formally for our new budget director, Ms. Michelle Markham, who is standing here. Please stand up. Giovanni DeVela, Thomas Dyke, Will Mary Feliciano, and Sherry Simmons. They'll be joining us in just a short moment. We wanted to recognize them, and I think the board really wanted to recognize this group because this year in particular, we've had to really rise to the occasion, not only in the face of turning tides from the state legislature in terms of what's going on with the state budget, but the board's prerogative to really push for site-based budgeting, which has been a monumental task to undertake in 1 year and to roll out for the full district after having just a 1-year pilot. And so this is going to allow us as a district to hopefully make better decisions and to really have more accountability at the school level and department level across the entire district. And so we want to thank them, and we recognize them this evening for your hard work, dedication, and we really, really appreciate it. I would be remiss if I didn't mention the other members of the budget team and all of the staff in financial services, which includes Ms. Stephanie Crowder and all the folks that work on the accounting side of the house, which is really key. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you all for your work.
Thank you, Mr. Welsh. At this time, we have quite a few people that Miss Jennifer Beck will recognize. She is our Director of Early Learning, so welcome, Ms. Beck.
Good evening, Board Chair Dr. James, our board members, and Dr. Brewer. I am honored to join the Early Learning Coalition in Marion County in recognizing 20 voluntary pre-kindergarten programs that have earned the designation of excellence for the 24-25 school year. This is the highest distinction a VPK provider can achieve, and it really stands as a testament to the hard work, dedication, and commitment of our VPK teachers and their paraprofessionals who serve our 4- and 5-year-olds each day. It is truly an honor to serve alongside of these outstanding educators, and I am incredibly proud of our staff and students for earning this recognition. We are pleased that several of our VPK paraprofessionals are here tonight to share in this celebration, and we extend our appreciation to all of our VPK support staff for the vital role that they serve in these classrooms. At this time, it is my honor to introduce Ms. Latricia Sims. She is the Chief Executive Officer of the Early Learning Coalition of Marion County. She, along with Elizabeth Diola from the ELC, will recognize the current principals of our 20 elementary schools, and they will be recognizing the teachers who served in those VPK classrooms for the 24-25 school year. At this time, I'd like to introduce Ms. Sims.
Good evening.
Good evening, Board Chair Dr. James, board members, and Superintendent Brewer. Thank you for allowing us the opportunity to be here tonight. On behalf of the Early Learning Coalition and the Division of Early Learning, we are honored to recognize these VPK sites, teachers, and paras within this district. In recognition of this achievement, the Division of Early Learning has provided each site with a letter and certificate to formally acknowledge their success. This accomplishment speaks not only to the dedication of these educators, but also to the district's commitment to early learning as a critical foundation for long-term academic success. Your leadership and support of high-quality early education is making a measurable difference for children and families across Marion County. So at this time, we would like to recognize the following schools. We have Anthony Elementary, and the principal is Mrs. Gay Street, and the teacher is Mrs. Amy Merritt. Next, we have Bellevue Elementary. The principal is Mrs. Victoria Thompson, and the para is Mrs. Tamara Tidwell. We have Bellevue Santos. The confirmed principal is Mrs. Kim White. Teacher, Mrs. Amy Peterson, and para is Mrs. Letitia Bell. Next is College Park. Principal is Mrs. Brandy Hamilton. Next, we have 8th Street Elementary. The principal is Mr. Ryan Bennett, and the teacher is Mrs. Jennifer Adderholt. Next, we have Emerald Shores. The principal is Mrs. Kim Finwald. And Emerald Shores, they received two, one for the school year and one for the summer. And those teachers were Mrs. Brittany Velez and Mrs. Chelsea Wagner, Next, we have Fessenden. Principal is Mrs. Stacy Newmans, and the teacher is Mrs. Odalis Olette. Next is Fort McCoy. The principal is Mrs. Carol Sells, the teacher is Mrs. Summer Wigginton, and the para is Mrs. Amy Shaw. Oh, both of their pairs are with them. I didn't have their names. I'm sorry. Awesome. Next, we have Harborview Elementary, the principal is Mrs. Jennifer Pollard, teacher is Mrs. Sheila Wellhaven, and the para is Mrs. Phil Kirkland. We have Madison Street Academy, the principal is Mrs. Heather LaPera, and teacher Mrs. Patricia Joyner. Next, we have Maplewood Elementary. The principal is Mrs. Chrissy Carter. Teacher is Mrs. Amanda Henderson, and the para is Mrs. Sarah McQuarrie. Next, we have Ocala Springs. Principal is Mrs. Megan Parks, and the teacher is Mrs. Kathleen Matias. Next, we have Reddick. The principal is Mr. Donald Manning, and the teacher is Mrs. Nicole Lambert. Next, we have Romeo. The principal is Mrs. Jennifer Houle. Please forgive me if I got it wrong. And the teacher is Mrs. Dora Romero. Next, we have Saddlewood. The principal is Mrs. Vicky McElhaney, and the teacher is Ms. Elena Benedict. Next, we have South Ocala. The principal is Mrs. Rebecca Miller, and the teacher is Mrs. Ariana Gonzalez. Next, we have Stanton Weirsdale. The principal is Mrs. Cindy Brody. The teacher is Mrs. June Bullard, and the para is Mrs. Barbara Swope. Next, we have Sunrise. The principal is Mrs. Kathy Bayless. Teacher is Mrs. Lakeisha DuPont, and the para is Mrs. Sharita Parrish Pope. Next, we have Ward Highlands. The principal is Mrs. Teresa Buck, and the teacher is Mrs. Carrie Byard. And lastly, we have Wildmena Park. The principal is Mrs. Victoria Hunt, and the teacher is Mrs. Sherry Myatt. So again, we extend our sincere congratulations and appreciation to each of these outstanding schools. Congratulations to each of you, and thank you for your continued partnership and commitment to excellence and early learning. Thank you.
Thank you. What a tremendous job from all of you, and we appreciate the partnership from the Early Learning Coalition and allowing us to have all of these wonderful voluntary pre-kindergarten sites. We will come down and take a picture. I'm going to let Mr. Christian take over because this is a very large group, and you can tell us what you'd like to do, Mr. Christian.
Okay. might as well stay down there. They're gonna take 2 more pictures. They've got the other people, so.
Of course we do.
Okay, square up this way. Everybody turn this direction. There you go. There you go. That's much better. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, couple more. And good to go. Thank you. One step forward, just so you're away from there. You go. And do the hokey pokey. No, just kidding. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. And 1, 2, 3. Anybody else? Good job. Now's the time.
Right. Well, there's like 6 people left. Wow.
Different time.
It was a different time. Well, congratulations to all of those recognitions. Such amazing things happening throughout Marion County Public Schools. We are so grateful. We will move on to the recognition of donations. We had $1,500 to Stanton Weirsdale Elementary School from Puck Puggy Chapter NSDAR Inc. to be used to purchase books for the book vending machine. $1,200 to Lake Weir High School from the American Legion Auxiliary to be used to support the JROTC program, uniform cleaning, and graduation supplies. $4,660.61 to Lake Weir High School from Lake Weir Softball Booster to be used to support the fast pitch softball program. $25,000 to Marion Technical College for Vitas Health Care to be used at the instructor's discretion for the following programs: $19,000 to the Health Science Program, $2,000 to Mental Health Technician Program, $2,000 to the Professional Nursing Program, and $2,000 to the Radiology Technology Program, totaling $32,360.61 in donations. We will move into the business portion of the meeting. Dr. Brewer?
Thank you. I recommend approval of the agenda for the March 24th, 2026 school board meeting.
May I have a motion on the superintendent's recommendation?
Second.
A motion by Board Member Cummings and a second by Board Member Campbell. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 4-0. Ms. Martinez-Jean, can you please provide the proof of publication for tonight's school board meeting?
Notice for the March 24th, 2026 school board meeting was placed on the district website on March 17th, 2026.
Thank you. Moving into our previous minutes, may I have a motion to approve the minutes for the February 19th, 2026 administrative briefing and work session?
Motion to approve the minutes. Second.
A motion by Board Member Thrower and a second by Board Member Campbell. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes 4-0. May I have a motion to approve the minutes from the February 24th, 2026 school board meeting?
Motion to approve the minutes. Second.
A motion by Board Member Campbell and a second by Board Member Thrower. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes 4-0. May I have a motion to approve the minutes for the February 24th, 2026 Board of Directors Leasing Corporation meeting?
Motion to approve the minutes. Second.
A motion by Board Member Campbell and a second by Board Member Thrower. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes 4-0. Moving into our informational items. The school district uses a construction management delivery method, including a guaranteed maximum price, GMP, to perform construction work on projects. The superintendent or designee has signed and approved the following change orders. Per Board Policy 6345, the superintendent or designee is authorized to approve and execute any construction change order that will increase the construction contract by $25,000 or less, or that will decrease the construction contract amount, provided the approval shall be in his or her best judgment and in the best interest of the board. Such change orders shall be binding upon execution by the superintendent. The superintendent shall report each change order that he or she approved to the board at the board meeting that follows his or her approval. The superintendent's approval of the change orders will be entered into the official minutes of the board meeting. Items 8.1 through 8.4 are regarding owner direct purchases. To allow the district to purchase materials through owner direct purchase, also known as ODP, the process which saves money on sales tax, the construction manager needs to return the sales tax savings to the owner via these deductive change orders. Item 8.1 is construction amendment number 1 to the construction manager contract, guaranteed maximum price, GMP, related to construction of cooler freezer addition at the Thelma Parker Center. Change order number 1, amendment number 1, project 25-111. The cost of this change order is a deductive amount of $99,835.19 for owner direct purchase. This action could save the district approximately $5,721.80 in sales tax. Item 8.2 is compensation amendment number 1 to the construction manager contract, guaranteed maximum price, GMP, related to construction of cooler freezer addition at Denellen Middle School. Change order number 1, amendment number 1, project 25-112. The cost of this change order is a deductive amount of $137,833.74 for owner direct purchase. This action could save the school district approximately $7,872.66 in sales tax. Item 8.3 is a compensation amendment number 1 to the construction manager contract, guaranteed maximum price, GMP, related to construction of cooler freezer addition at Howard Academy. Change order number 1, amendment number 1, project 25-113. The cost of this change order is a deductive amount of $378,586.45 for the owner direct purchase. This action could save the district approximately $21,500.16 in sales tax. Item 8.4 is a guaranteed maximum price, GMP, for Osceola Middle School Building 2, doors and walls, change order number 1, work authorization number 2, project 25-117. The cost of this change order is a deductive amount of $318,711.32 for owner's direct purchase. This action could save the district approximately $18,323.28 in sales tax. Items 8.5 through 8.7 are regarding unused funds. There were unused funds on the following projects. Since the projects were delivered using a construction management delivery with a GMP format, unused dollars, regardless of the item, are returned to the owner. The unspent monies will be returned to the owner via change orders, which will close the financial books on these projects. 8.5 is construction of a new aviation and diesel auto mechanic program building at Marion Technical College, MTC. Change order number 5, work authorization number 13, project 24-110. This is a deductive change order in the amount of $978 of unused funds. $9.78, sorry. Item 8.6, guaranteed maximum price, GMP, for the College Park Elementary School sign replacement, change order number 1, work authorization number 1, project 26-102. It's a deductive change order of $17,413.27 of unused funds. Item 8.7 is a guaranteed maximum price, GMP, for the district-wide security fence, gate hardware, and sidewalk, change order number 1, work authorization number 19, project 23-131. Deductive change order is $134.38 of unused funds. Item 8.8 is regarding an additive change order. This additive change order will reconcile the project and will close the financial books on this project. Item 8.8 is a guaranteed maximum price, GMP, to install the canopy extension at the new central warehouse, change order number 3, work authorization number 6, project 20-102. The additive amount is $34.06. This concludes the informational items. Ms. Martinez-Young, do we have any speakers this evening?
No, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Ms. Martinez-Young, I want to welcome Attorney Powers to the meeting, and we may hear from him later in board comments. We will move on to our consent agenda items. May I have a motion to approve the consent agenda items?
Second.
Motion by Board Member Cummings and a second by Board Member Campbell. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes 4-0. Moving into student disciplinary matters, before addressing expulsion matters, I would like to acknowledge the board members have received the alternative placement list for students through February 20th, 2026. Ms. Martinez-Young, are there any parents who've submitted a timely request to speak on their child's disciplinary matter?
No, Madam Chair.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve the expulsion of student JD26-137E, JD26-138E, JD26-144, JD26-148E, JD26-150, JD26-151, JD26-153, JD26-157, JD26-158, JD26-159 for the remainder of the 2025-2026 school year and the first, second, and third quarters of the 2026-2027 school year with services. Motion by Board Member Cummings and a second by Board Member Campbell. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes 4-0. Moving on to discussion items. These are our discussion regular agenda items. May I have a motion to approve the proposed central office staffing plan for the 2026-2027 fiscal year?
Motion to approve.
Motion by Board Member Thrower. Second by Board Member Cummings. Dr. Brewer, do you have additional items or information you'd like to share regarding this item?
Yes, ma'am, I would. I'm going to read some information that's included on an attachment that is included in board docs for the community to hear and to follow along with if they would like to do so. This is the attachment that references the financial snapshot. The total increase between the 25-26 adopted budget, total salary and benefits plan, and the 26-27 preliminary total salary and benefits staffing plan is $2.8 million, as shown in the first table. This amount includes salary and benefits associated with board-approved amendments to the central office staffing plan during the 25-26 school year, including additional departmental positions and upgrades, plus baseline raises for represented and unrepresented groups' pay grades. This amount also includes new positions to support South Marion High School, which represents 37% or $1.047 million out of the $2.808 million increase. As indicated by the attached tables, the $4.862 million change from 25 to 26-27 reflects an early projection of a potential salary and benefits increase for all staff across both represented and non-represented groups and pay grades. This projection may change as we continue working to balance the budget while implementing site-based budgeting. This estimate also includes the impact of projected salary increases on all new positions and staffing changes proposed in the 26-27 staffing plan. The remaining table has provided detailed breakout of the new South Marion High School positions, other new one-time position upgrades, and positions added during this fiscal year. Please note position upgrades amounts represent a range, not necessarily the final amount each employee will receive. The advanced supplement amount is an estimate and could come in higher based on utilization. In addition, Ms. Wantanisha Morant, our Executive Director of Human Resources, is available for any questions you may have.
Thank you, Dr. Brewer. Board, I open it up for discussion. Dr. Campbell.
Thank you, Chair. As this item stands right now, I have two predominant concerns, and they have been expressed previously in the work session as well. So one of those concerns continues to be around the position currently known as Senior Executive Director of Senior Executive Director in the Facilities Department, and moving that position to Chief of Facilities and Operations. With that position title change, it also comes with a salary increase with duties actually removed from the position. So the position will receive a salary increase and a title change with lessened responsibilities. And that continues to be an issue for me. And as it stands right now, from the financial implication of that and that alone, I will be voting against this item. However, the other concern that I have also stems from the position upgrades that we're giving to several employees, or employee titles, I should say, roughly $8,000 to $10,000 salary increases as those positions change titles. I'm not disagreeing with the increase in the change and the title change. What I would then request of the board, because this overall financial picture includes potential salary increases after that in the non-represented categories, where historically we have approved between 2% and 3% in those non-represented categories. Also, I would recommend, if we vote to approve the central office staffing plan with these position upgrades, that we would also vote to say those positions would then be frozen from those salary increases as we give 2% raises for at least 2 years. Whatever you equate an $8,000 to $10,000 increase overnight with no added responsibilities, essentially just honoring and recognizing the existing work that's being done. I believe that that is a significant enough increase that another 2% the next year or another 2% just a few months later is not what this board member will support. So that's why I will currently be voting against this as it stands.
Thank you, Dr. Campbell. And I just want to go on record to say we haven't set any level of raises. We've just nearly begun the negotiations, and we haven't made a commitment as a board to even be able, we're still waiting on financial outlook. So I don't want to anyone in the community to believe that the 2% number is where raises will fall one way or the other, and just kind of make sure we're on record with that. Are there any other comments from the board? Board Member Thrower.
Thank you. And some of this is going to be hard to say just because, I've been in the district a really long time, and I see and have myself, been part of a lot of work, and a lot of work outside of typical working hours, and a lot of angst over how the kids are doing, how our employees are doing, how the district is doing. I wish that we had as much money to pay everyone what they're truly actually worth. And I think that that's one area where we continue to lose against the private sector. I mean, we can point to transportation, there's a lot easier jobs you can get that pay more with a CDL. And yet at the same time, right now we're facing some real headwinds. So my first, in our budget, and I think that our employees in the trenches are starting to understand that. So it does make it hard to approve any increases for anybody right at this time. It also is not helpful that this year again, the one job that our legislature has is to pass a budget. And we went through this last year. So we are playing with a lot of variables right now, and trying to quantify them as much as possible and doing the best job we can. But I'll ask a specific question. We paid a lot of money for a salary study that took a lot of time. So one of my questions is, for these incredibly dedicated, high-level employees, is the reason why we're looking at increasing also to be more in line with the recommendations of the salary study, and in addition to acknowledging the tremendous dedicated work? That's my first question.
Yes, ma'am, thank you for that. Ms. Morant, can you come forward and speak to the salary study in detail?
Yes, good afternoon. Chair James, Dr. Brewer, all board members. And yes, you're right, Mrs. Thrower, a portion of, or a partial reason that we're recognizing or wanting to recommend the increases does tie back to our salary study that we know we did a few years ago, and we had commitment from the board to move forward with that, but things changed and we pushed it back a year, then we pushed it back another year. And so as we've been sharing, making small deposits to be able to try to become in the range of being competitive of what the salary study said. But then also, as Dr. James has shared and Dr. Campbell, also recognizing the work that is already being done and making it more in line with the duties that the folks are doing.
Thank you for that. And our first-year teachers, I know, we're pretty competitive with that. But we have a lot of other areas where, by our own admission, we're not there yet. And it's hard for me to justify a yes vote when I know that we are looking at some very serious times going forward. I think if we're truly one team, one mission, then we need to be careful about walking our talk. So those are my concerns with this as presented.
Thank you, Board Member Thrower. Reverend Cummings, did you have anything to add? Okay. And I will just add, I think that a complexity here is that the placement, Ms. Usher was hired under our former superintendent and was placed with the job duties and assignments, as well as the salary schedule and job description from our former superintendent. Is that correct, Ms. Morant?
Correct.
And so now having a new permanent superintendent, a shift in acknowledgement of duties and shifting in the organizational chart creates some changes. I personally feel very confident that the few individuals who are receiving increases in pay, it is only in reflection of the work that they've been doing, and this is simply acknowledging and recognizing the work that's already happening, and really a misplacement on our part from an organizational and leadership level of where they should have been. I have always said that when an individual is expected to pick up the phone 24/7, they should be placed at a director level or higher. And the individuals that we're talking about are answering the phone at 2 a.m. when the power goes out of Colorado Springs, or when a bus driver is unavailable and in dealing with transportation at the early hours of the morning and the late hours of the night. And so I do believe that these small adjustments are reflective of work that is already being done, and it's simply a correction in I think our side of the house and from an organizational level. I definitely appreciate the budget restrictions, and I think we're going to continue to have conversations as a board about what raises look like in the coming years, but those are conversations for later times and not necessarily for right now. Those are my comments regarding this. Board Member Thur?
Thank you for the conversation, because if we're looking at folks that are answering the phone at 2 a.m. as a barometer, we may want to dig a little deeper, because we might be able to save money by putting some hourly employees on salary. You know, I'm thinking of, I hope I have the title right, and maybe I won't even point that out, but I will just say that there are other folks that aren't making nearly the money that have to be available, let's just say when a bus driver calls out, let's just say when a bus aide calls out. Who is getting that phone call? And what does their pay look like? And are they hourly or salary? Are we spending money on overtime when we should have them on salary, and then therefore the expectation is to be available? I understand the intent, and this is what makes it so hard, because again, I would get out the fattest wallet I have and gladly write a check. But with what we're facing, the optics of it, I just can't do it. I just can't do it, and so that's where I think that we need to go back and take a really good look, again, if that's our measuring stick, who everyone is. And until we can do it, maybe for all, maybe not do it for any, at least until we have a darn budget. That's the other part of this. If the budget, if we already knew, you know, if session ended with what it was supposed to end with, I might be sitting here with a different pitch. So.
Madam Chair.
Yes.
So what we're hearing is, and I want to thank Ms. Morant and her team and Mr. Whitehouse and everybody for what you're presenting for us. It just sounds like to me, what I'm hearing, that this just may not be the right time to move forward with the staffing plan as presented. I don't want to negate any of the work that you guys put in or what everyone does on a daily basis. I'm not in that position. I'm not the one that's doing the work per se, because I understand your jobs are vitally important. But again, I have to agree with Ms. Thor, is the optics and is the timing right now. That's more of anything, because we're talking about some tightening of the belt for the entire district, and we got to make sure that we do it top to bottom. So.
Dr. Brewer, would you or Ms. Morant be able to elaborate on our timeline for hiring and when this needs to be approved by, so that we can execute the rest of the things that need to occur throughout the district from a staffing perspective?
So as far as timeline, as you all know, as you've been briefed, and that's been shared with the with staff, that a lot of the positions and the changes are domino effects for other positions on the school side. So we would be pausing a lot of movement or undoing some movement if we aren't moving forward. And some of that is us being able to hire for and it seems, and this is just what I'm hearing, that a lot of conversation is around the upgrades, but as you can recall, and as Dr. Burr shared, the bulk are positions that are supporting South Marion. So when we have positions that are approved, we're able to post for them, even though they're going to be effective July 1, we can get that work done ahead of time. So that's some of the biggest part. It's not just the upgrades that I think we're right under $100,000 that is incorporated in this. It's the other positions as well. So that could
Ms.
delay.
Marie,
I don't know if I answered your question.
Well, and if I can just ask the board, what I know from staff is that the goal is to get this done tonight so that we can move forward. So to ask the board, is the heartburn specifically around the upgrades?
That's where I sit, Chair, and I would be fine to offer an amended motion to approve the central office staffing plan less the upgrades.
So, and I would like, so we have a motion and a second on the floor, so we need to,
I'll just
we can,
officially second it.
what?
I'll
Oh,
second the
okay.
amended motion.
Yes. So question would be then, Ms. Morant, can we move forward with an amended motion that gets everything rolling, and we will come back and revisit upgrades, potentially once we've had an opportunity to discuss money a little bit further and the board seems to feel more comfortable having that conversation.
From an HR perspective, I have no problem, but as far as parliamentary procedures, as long as Attorney Powers is good with the way they've amended it, but for us, we're
Yes.
fine.
That's what I mean, is just for you all from an HR perspective, is that something that we'll be able to keep the ball rolling, and keep the work moving forward, and we can continue the conversation about upgrades?
From an HR perspective, yes.
Okay. So we have a motion and a second for an amended motion.
For clarity, the amended motion is that we're moving forward with the budget or staffing plan for the South Marion, not the upgrades.
Yes, I can read it into the record. So, well, there's a lot in the central office staffing plan besides South Marion.
Right.
So what I will do is I will read, we will have an amended motion to approve the proposed central office staffing plan for the 26-27 fiscal year minus the position upgrades for the chief facilities officer and the supervisors moving to directors. Is that,
Are there other components? I mean, I just want to make sure that you have clarity as to exactly
it's
what.
about $100,000.
$97,000.
So that's what we're talking about. I just want to confirm that that's what we're talking about.
So for simplicity, minus the upgrades minus the proposed upgrades to any current position right now. It was never my intention to not move forward. Yes, we have a high school to open, for God's sake. So, yes.
Okay.
Can I just, so to clarify, and I know we keep saying it, but I just want to be crystal clear. The motion so far is to approve the central office staffing plan as presented with the exception of the upgrades to the positions, correct? Okay.
There is one upgrade that I think is a part of that. Maybe Dr. Brewer wants to, there is one upgrade for sure that had to do with Marion Virtual that was definitely warranted.
But that's not on the central office staffing plan?
Thank you. Thank you for that clarification.
You're welcome.
Dr.
Chair,
Brewer,
I just,
Oh, I know, that's what I'm looking.
Dr. Brewer?
I just want to ask the board for consideration of a discussion with approving the central office staffing plan with the supervisors to director upgrades with and not including the chief facilities, or you don't want any upgrades? Okay.
I believe what I hear the majority of the board sharing is they want to put a pause on basically any increase in salary until we have a better financial outlook.
Chair,
Yes.
just for clarity, I want every upgrade that we can possibly afford. But I just don't see that right now. There's a difference between not wanting to do it and wanting to do it, but not feeling like it's fiscally wise or prudent right at this time.
I don't think any of us want to keep anybody down, but I think just being fiscally responsible, this is just a move that we need to do right now.
Right now, not right now.
Right now.
And I would also really love to see a more comprehensive review of, again, if the measuring stick is pretty much 24/7 availability or way outside of your work hours, I believe that needs to be researched.
Ms. Morant, can you speak to overtime for those employees?
What's the specific question? Do you guys need clarity on how overtime works, or?
If you're in a salaried position.
If you're in a salary position, you're
There is no
exempt
overtime.
from overtime.
Correct.
But if you're hourly, you are paid overtime, which is time and a half. And one thing that our district does, we do more than what the law requires. The law requires that if you work more than 40 hours in a work week, then after that, you're entitled to overtime. However, if you log more than 40 hours, anything above that, you are paid at time and a half.
Right. And again, there could be some opportunity for cost savings there or, again, I've been in this district a long time, and it's not always something that is encouraged to put in for the actual hours, just because it is what it is sometimes.
I hope that's not the case, because that's illegal if someone works more than 40 hours, so I hope they are. That would give us in more trouble
They are too.
than what
If we're
we're.
seeing a lot of overtime expectation, then it might be, again, more fiscally responsible to just turn those into salaried positions. I don't know, but this is how deep we're having to go because of the positions, because of the heavens that we're facing.
Now, I want to say too, just because we keep saying it, when we're looking at FLSA and overtime, we can't just make someone's salary so we can avoid paying overtime. There are other rules and parameters that come with that. So I just don't want, if we ever go that route, people thinking we're doing it to try to save money. So there are different federal laws that, requires a closer look with that.
For sure, for sure. Thank you. And I didn't mean to go far into the mud, but at the same time, if we're really going to be taking a deep look at, what people are actually doing, then let's make sure we do that for everybody, just like we did the salary study, because everybody's certainly going to be affected by, every decision that we make, especially decisions that, we're already looking at having to make moving forward. So I didn't mean to go all off into the weeds.
All right, so we have an amended motion on the table. Ms. Martinez-Young, are you comfortable with the amended motion language? All right, and we have a second, so that was amended motion by Dr. Campbell with a second by Board Member Thrower. Board, are we ready to call for a vote? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0. May I have a motion to approve the attorney-client agreement, engagement agreement for social media school district litigation?
Motion to approve?
Motion by Board Member Campbell. Second by Board Member Thrower. Attorney Powers, can you provide some additional information regarding this item?
Yes, ma'am. As general counsel for the Marion County School Board, one of my roles is to advise on potential litigation, to review and retain outside counsel, and to monitor the progress of that litigation. A number of cases nationwide have consolidated into multi-district litigation status regarding damages related to student overuse of social media, the actions of large social media companies to maximize user interaction time. Specifically, there's a product which we've all seen challenges, TikTok challenges, things like that. The doom scrolling. The products cause everything from lack of sleep to truancy issues. It's been alleged that they're all hallmarks of addiction and behavioral difficulties. Those fall into a class under federal law of public nuisance claims. A federal judge assigned to review has certified these classes for multi-district litigation, essentially similar to class action. This means that the cases will be distributed among the federal courts in various states, but considered in a larger group in addition to their individual merits. So rulings as to some will apply to all. Over 40 districts in Florida have already joined this litigation. There are a number of cases already selected for first progression to trial. Those are called the bellwether cases, the ones that will first go to trial. Ours is not one. In fact, I am not certain that there is a Florida case which is a bellwether case. Findings in these cases will guide the remaining litigation and settlement options. There is a modest amount of staff time required for reporting data. It's estimated to be around 10 to 15 hours of staff time, essentially in the nature of a public records request for some of our student discipline data and mental health and wellness data, with, of course, PII removed, personally identifiable information. It's possible, though unlikely, that additional discovery may be required over time, a deposition, something like that. There is no significant financial risk to the district, but the outcome, like tobacco, opioid, and the Juul litigation, could result in regulatory changes to social media, creation of supportive student resources, and/or financial recovery. With the permission of the board, I would like to engage the services of the firm of Wagstaff and Cartmel. They're one of 3 firms of a national coalition who are moving forward with this multi-district litigation. And if I believe I've briefed each of the board members individually on this, but if there are any other questions, I stand ready to try to answer those to the best of my ability.
Thank you, Attorney Powers, and for transparency to the public. If this is approved tonight, any further discussion regarding this item will be in a shade session or an executive session. The board, is there any further comments on this item? All right, hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes 4-0. May I have a motion to renew bid 3975MF OEM heavy truck and bus parts term contract?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion by Board Member Thrower and a second by Board Member Campbell. Dr. Brewer, do you have information you'd like to share regarding this item?
Yes, Chair. Mr. Rios Welsh will provide comments on the next 2 items for us this evening.
Okay, good evening. I'm going to give some comments on item 26.3. This is a renewal bid for heavy truck and bus parks. This is a term contract. This is up to $500,000. This is pretty standard. We do need to have the ability to order parts for all of our vehicles, including our buses, and this is going to enable us to continue to do that through the period of April 30th, 2027. It is an up to amount, not necessarily that we will spend all $500,000, but does enable us to continue to procure those particular parts to keep our vehicles and fleet on the road. Are there any questions related to that item?
Thank you, Mr. Rios-Welsh. Board, while we have him, is there any questions about 26.3? All right, if you want to expand on 26.4, and then we'll take them as separate action items.
Yes, ma'am. 26.4, this is to utilize two separate contracts, the TIPS contract and the State of Florida alternative contract. This is really related to our ability to continue to purchase all of the furnitures, fixtures, and equipment that is needed for not only the new South Marion High School, but also East Marion Elementary School and Osceola Middle School projects. This amount is $3.2 million, which I know can cause a lot of angst, but again, this is capital funds and is an up to amount, not necessarily we would spend every dime there, but we do need to have the continued ability to make sure that when that school opens and those projects near completion, that we have all of the equipment and furniture that is necessary for them to be fully operational on day one. This action will run through December 1st of 2028.
All right, thank you, Mr. Rios-Welsh. Board, we'll start with item 26.3. We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion on this item? All right, hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes 4-0. May I have a motion to utilize TIPS contract 230301 and State of Florida alternate contract 561-2000-24-NY-ACS to purchase miscellaneous furniture for South Marion High School, East Marion Elementary, and Osceola Middle School. Motion by Board Member Cummings.
Second.
Second by Board Member Campbell. Is there any further discussion on this item? Board Member Thur?
Yeah, I guess we need desks.
Yes. We need desks and lots of other stuff for South Marion High. I believe today in the Public Ed Foundation, just as a sidebar, Dr. Brewer shared, we have like over 1,800 students signed, sealed, delivered to show up to South Marion, and that's before the ones who think they're going to make the drive to their current school aren't able to do that in August. So there's going to be a lot of kids at South Marion High School.
Yes, ma'am.
And any further discussion, Board? All right, hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes 4-0.
Madam Chair?
Yes.
I did have one other item that was not formally pulled as part of the discussion, but I did want to make just a few brief comments. It's on the consent agenda, and it is related to the No Kid Hungry grant application. This is item 17.1. Just a few brief remarks there to make sure that the community and the board is clear. This particular grant, which we're happy that it's the first time we've actually applied for this grant and received it, it's $85,000, which will enable the district to really go out into the community and really push hard for our students to make sure that they're eating healthy breakfast through various types of equipment that we usually don't have. These are things like we have these kiosks, we have these grab and go type situations, and we really want to be able to encourage our students to be able to do that. And Marion County is one of the leaders in terms of not only participation in our free school lunch program, but we offer so many different types of healthy food to our students every day, and I just wanted to make sure that we are emphasizing that, and really glad to report that we're looking for other resources, and this is part of our efforts to make sure that we can continue to push our students to make sure that they're eating and they have healthy options every day that they attend our schools.
Thank you, Mr. Rios-Welsh. All right, well, we will move on to not reading reminders, although that's important too, meeting reminders. The next administrative briefing and work session is scheduled for April 2nd, 2026 at 9 a.m. Part 2 of the Code of Conduct was previously advertised but will not be needed, therefore it's removed from the April 2nd work session agenda. There is no lawfare discipline disputes for April 2nd, so board, we will report at 9 a.m. There is a school board meeting scheduled for April 14th, 2026 at 5:30 p.m. and an administrative briefing and work session for April 16th, 2026 at 9 a.m. There's also an ICROC meeting for referendum oversight on April 16th at 4 p.m. Ms. Martinez-Young, do we have any speakers this evening for off-air items?
No, Madam Chair.
All right, awesome, thank you for that. We will move into board committee reports. Ms. Martinez-Young, do you have anything for board committee reports or concerns?
No, Madam Chair.
All right, Attorney Powers?
Nothing further from legal, thank you.
All right, Dr. Brewer?
Hey, thank you. Well, welcome back to everyone. Today's day 2 from a wonderful spring break holiday. We know we are in full force for quarter 4, and we are ready to go. I don't want to share the schools yet, but we do have some exciting attendance recognitions that are taking place. So we will, you may have that invite already. Yep, okay, so that's exciting. And I also want to recognize or just ask the community for some mentors. This morning at the Public Education Foundation Board, they announced that there are 55 new Take Stock in Children recipients. And so that means we need 55 more mentors. So share the word. Community, if you're interested in having lunch with a wonderful student twice a month, please go to the Public Education Foundation website and complete the survey. So we can't wait to have you work with our young students. I want to share on the April 2nd work session agenda that Dr. James just reminded us about. We have the strategic plan overview, and so we are very much looking forward to the board's feedback on that strategic plan. And Ms. Morant will introduce our summer school staffing plan. It's hard to believe it's already here, but it's time. And we will have a conversation. We'll bring you a proposal for the 26-27 school start and stop times. Well, we will look at some possible revisions for our buses. And then one final topic that morning will be our world language textbook adoption. And last but not least, we have 2 more Northside community meetings. So I want to encourage the community to please come to those meetings just to hear the overview, provide your input, and if you're not able to attend, please go to our district website and provide input through our website. But we have the Reddick Collier Elementary community meeting taking place on March 25th, tomorrow at 5:30, and then at Anthony Elementary on March 26th at 5:30. That's all my comments, Chair.
Thank you very much. I will pass it over to our board members. Shreya, you want to start?
Hi, hello. I just wanted to say that coming back from break, I know it's super hard as a senior right now. I know everybody's tired, but I just want to say to all my seniors that we got this and that we only have like 2 more months left. So please show up. Please pass those tests so you guys can walk the stage and all your family and friends can be super proud of you guys. Along with that, I just wanted to say also, I know senior year is like, there's so much talk about how it should be freeing and how it should be so easy and breeze by. There is also so much that goes along with it. I just want to talk about mental health for my seniors. There is somebody that is always willing to talk. Whether it's a teacher or a counselor or a parent, I just want to say that there's always going to want to be somebody to talk to you.
Good. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. And I will give it over to Isaac.
Thank you, board and chair. And I would like to start by saying we had our Drive for Life this past week. And it was really fun. It was really cool to see. Thank you, Dr. Campbell and Dr. James, for coming out to support. Also, with other esteemed members of the community. We had the fire department. We had a lot of people come out and help and come out and support us, which is really cool to see. And I know for North Marion, it is a unique experience that our school is the only one that does it. And I know it's very important for the people at my school, myself included, and the people that have lost loved ones to traffic incidents and things of that nature. Sadly, I do want to mention that one of my my fellow students, Janice Garcia, passed away in a motor accident last week. And it's hard to see because we, go to school with these people every day, and we see them when they're happy, they're sad, and when they're going through things. And so seeing a fellow student lose a life to a motor accident so close to that event, it was heartbreaking, and my thoughts and prayers go out to the Garcia family. And I ask that board and audience and everyone watching that we would just understand that, when we're in a vehicle, whether it be, on the interstate, in a ATV, whatever it is, we're driving, a weapon. And it's very important that us as humans take responsibility for what we're doing. And it's very important that we understand that we need to be safe on the road in whatever we do. So thank you for that, guys. Mm-hmm.
Thank you for those very heartfelt comments. It's very appreciated, both of you. Board Member Thrower.
Thank you. Yes, when we had our last school board meeting before we left for spring break, we always say, have a great spring break, rest up, be safe, and come back and come home. And too many times, that's not the way it works out, for every single person that we pray for and wish well. So it makes it hard. So thank you, for sharing that. And we continue to do all we can as a district to support kids and make sure that this recurring theme of mental health and knowing that there are so many caring, compassionate adults, it's one of the best things that has come, one of the many best things that's come out of having student board members is that you guys have had a chance to see for yourselves how much we all really care and can carry that back to your schools and be mindful and encourage your friends and acquaintances, to avail themselves when they think they need it, because there is somebody. There's always somebody. So again, thank you for that. I am excited to celebrate, as we all are who's going to get the attendance banners again, and I know that will be revealed soon. I attended Bridgeway Academy's attendance meeting today. And they're a unique school because they're an alternative school with unique challenges. But in addition to working on their attendance, they have reduced the number of discipline referrals. Now, these aren't kids that should have gotten one and didn't. This is legit. They've reduced their referrals by 1,000 referrals so far this year. And I think any of us that are on this campus at any given time during the day have noticed the peacefulness and just the calmness across the whole campus. There's some excellent things happening, and the conversation today in the attendance meeting was around, well, how can we identify and incentivize regular school attendance like we're doing, with behavior. So they're all over it, and including looking at trying to reduce the average number of days between once it's broken to the family and the student that, hey, you're not going to your base school for a little while before they actually show up at Bridgeway or somewhere. And families, to just say you're putting your kid in homeschool, that doesn't cut it. You actually have to register them and have them, engaging in curriculum. And what we want to reduce is the number of days that these kids are, quote unquote, sight unseen. Because when a kid is a sight unseen, who knows what they're doing? And so I just wanted to give a hats off to Bridgeway for their tremendous and acceleratingly good work. They're already putting some ideas and plans in place that they'll do a trial run the end of this year and then hopefully fully implement next year. So that's pretty cool. It was great to see, I think it was 20 VPK excellence sites recognized, because we all know that if we get it right the first time, get the kids reading, get them engaged in school and enjoying school, that saves a lot of souls in the long run, and a lot of money too. We are starting to get very excited for the annual Black Stallion Reading Project, fourth graders. Every school that participates, every fourth grader will be getting their very own book. And then we're working very hard to make sure that all of the schools that are participating also get a visit from a horse. And that's pretty cool. And over this weekend, Ocala Breeder Sales was kind enough to donate their venue so that the Ocala Horse Alliance could do an event called The Horses Are Coming. And maybe some of you saw it on Facebook, but if you look up the Ocala Horse Alliance, the Black Stallion Reading Project, you'll see a bunch of really great pictures of kids having the opportunity to learn more about horses and interact with them. And there was one especially sweet picture. I think it might have even made it onto the Marion County Public Schools website or Facebook page. And if it didn't, I'll share it. But it was a kid maybe 3 feet tall, maybe even a little shorter, and a big old Budweiser type Clydesdale, with their head down and just basically nose to nose. And it was the sweetest picture. So there's a lot of embedded learning that occurs with anything that a student happens to be interested in. They're going to want to learn more about it. If it's basketball or astronomy, you name it. And since we're the quote-unquote horse capital of the world, it's pretty good for kids to have the opportunity to be a little up close and personal with some new equine friends. So that's always uplifting, especially for someone like me. And I'm just glad to be back. And I know that we're going to be facing, as we always do, challenges in the coming days. But if we keep pulling together and keep honoring each other, we'll make it like we always do. So those are my comments for tonight.
Thank you, Board Member Thrower. Reverend Cummings.
Good evening, everybody. I do want to thank our student board members. They always come with some insightful comments, and I thank both of our board members tonight. The mental health piece as well as the safety piece is necessary, and it's great to hear the young people talking about those pieces. We do know that there's some tragic things happened over spring break, and our condolences to those families for those things as well. I think all of us said it prior to us leaving for spring break, that we wanted everybody to come back and wanted them to exercise extreme safety in whatever they were going to do. And unfortunately, things happened. So we want to be praying for those families. And I just want to encourage this senior class to keep talking about safety, keep talking about doing the right thing, keep talking about celebrating responsibly and all those things, because this is not the end of this is the beginning. This is a new chapter you're heading towards. So we're back from spring break. We're in the fourth quarter now. We got testing coming up very, very soon. We praying that everybody is preparing for that. Our staff, our students, parents, and knowing that testing is coming forward, and we got to finish strong. We need to finish strong. It seems like this school term has went by extremely fast. So I want to encourage our kids to not slack, not take a break, but to press harder now. This is the time to not take your foot off the gas. It's the time that you press a little bit harder and press on a little bit farther. The other thing is, and I had made the point that I would start saying this every board meeting, because I hate it when we get to the end and then people say I didn't know this. So graduations are going to be different. Things have changed. No longer can a kid walk across the stage if they have not satisfied the requirements to walk across the stage. So as a board member, I think it's my responsibility to say this so that parents don't get blindsided or feel that they're blindsided if their child can't walk because they haven't done the things necessary for them to walk. So we need to make sure that we're saying it every board meeting. If they have not, there's no longer a certificate of completion. There's no longer that ability to allow your child to walk across the stage, and if they have not done everything they're supposed to do to walk across that stage. So parents, please don't wait till 2 weeks out from graduation to find out the status of your senior. That would have to be a hurting feeling for a parent and for grandparents or whomever to know that you've gotten this far and you're expecting something to happen and it doesn't happen because you didn't know all the information. So I want to encourage them to get with their counselors, get with those teachers, the senior advisors, and know the status now. And if there's things that can be done to change the status, let's get it done. But just don't wait to the end. So those are my comments for tonight.
Thank you, Reverend Cummings. Dr. Campbell.
Thank you. Timely messages all around, Reverend Cummings. That's a powerful reminder, but also want to express families, if you do find out that your student is not eligible for graduation and not going to be able to walk in May, please know that that does not mean it's the end. We have a robust summer graduation that has become a wonderful part of what we're doing. So even if students don't meet all the requirements for May, they still have hope that they can walk across this stage, actually, with their cap and gown and have an official graduation, shake our hands and all the things. The pomp and circumstance still exists. But thank you for that reminder. I think that's very powerful, that families need to be paying attention to your seniors and their grades and their completion of tests. This evening, we approved some perfect audits, board. We had perfect audits for Bellevue High School, Hammett Bowen Elementary, Marion Oaks Elementary, Bridgeway Academy, that the community somewhat still knows as Marion Technical Institute, and North Marion Middle, and then Ward Highlands has had 3 years of perfect audits. So thank you to those teams and the hard work that they have put in to ensure those perfect audits, because it certainly ensures that the finance team can get better, accurate records and results whenever those audits are done well at the school level. Also wanting to mention that mentorship is such a powerful part of what I've been doing the last several years. I'm very grateful that I said yes to be a Take Stock in Children mentor 3 years ago. My student is a junior, and it doesn't have to just be twice a month. We meet weekly as often as we can, but she is busy and I am busy, and often we can't meet every week. But it doesn't always have to be lunchtime either, and depending on what your student is involved in, I've gone to her bowling tournaments, I've gone to her weightlifting tournaments, and those count as well as your meetings, because you're spending time and supporting your mentee. So I encourage anyone that hasn't ever considered mentorship, please do so. It's valuable to the student for sure, because it fulfills the requirement that they have to have in order to receive that scholarship. But trust me, it is more rewarding for you than you will ever really even understand. And also to our student board representatives, I will wrap up with this. Over the break, I had the opportunity, as I expressed before, to start my spring break in Louisville, Kentucky at the Consortium of State School Boards Association, COSPA, the COSPA National Conference in Louisville. And one of the sessions that I attended was on student board representatives. And there's actually a National School Board Member Association, and went to hear from them. And I can say we're doing things really well in our districts, and we are really far ahead of several others around the nation who are doing the way we do it. And I'm grateful for the voice that continues to be present here. Not only does it show that we as a board value our students and their student perspectives, but hearing from them specifically always gives us those reminders of what they're seeing in the hallways every day. And sometimes sitting up here, we're farther removed than we should be from what they're seeing and hearing and feeling. And so thank you for your valuable perspective. And I appreciate that they're seniors that we have up here. We uniquely chose that specifically. We would always hear from that senior voice. And so hearing exactly where they are, and then seeing Cullen tonight, he's one of our student board representatives, and acknowledging not one, not two, but 3 military academy appointments is just speaking immensely to what our ROTC programs are doing and how terrific the work that's being done in Marion County Public Schools. I'm sure there'll be other times that I might share additional things that I learned at the COSPA National Conference. I've already shared a few with Dr. Brewer that we're going to potentially bring back and work on here in the district. But anytime we can receive professional development like that as well, and our employees can receive professional development, it just further enhances the work that we're doing here in the district. So that concludes my comments. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Dr. Campbell. Board Member Thrower.
You know, when it comes to perfect audits, we want to be perfect. So
did I miss one?
I know I heard that Ward Highlands for 3 years in a row.
Yes.
Did we also say Hammett Bowen?
Yes. I said Hammett Bowen, but I didn't say for 3 years. Was there for 3 years?
Yes.
I missed that. Okay. Hammett Bowen, thank you.
Thank you for providing that correction, Board Member Farrer.
They work hard for it, and
Yes, that's true. Thank you.
And so lots of things have already been shared, Board. I will start my comments. I started this morning at the Public Education Foundation. We got a lot of save the dates, and I'm not going to share them publicly because I think some of the dates are still a bit of a secret, but I did have Dr. Brewer and I have discussed making sure that all of these dates land on our calendars. A lot of them were not on my calendar yet, and so between Dr. Brewer's office and Ms. Martinez-Young, we're going to make sure that they all land on the board's calendars so that we can work to have a presence. It was mentioned the Mackenzie's Moment golf tournament is coming up. They are looking for, it is now on a Friday and a Saturday, and due to it's falling on a Friday, Saturday opposed to Sunday, Monday, it is harder for the Public Ed Foundation to support with staff. And so if any board member would like to spend some of their time on Saturday supporting the golf tournament, which a big portion of what they raise goes to the Public Education Foundation and goes directly to support Safe Schools initiatives throughout Marion County Public Schools. So board, if you have time, it would be April 18th. So that Saturday, feel free to reach out to Ms. Magamal and she can connect you with the right people to be able to offer your time to support the initiative for the golf tournament at the, it is at Golden Ocala. So it's in town. So many dates that I will make sure that Dr. Brewer gets on your calendar. We also have lots of things happening this week as well. Tomorrow morning we're at Fordham Forest grand opening. So board, if you can be there in the morning, that's at 9:30. There's lots of stuff happening every single day throughout Marion County Public Schools. And we are entering into what I always call kind of the crazy season. So April gears up, and then by May 1st, it turns into a full steam ahead to get to graduation. And there seems to be something every single day. The Media Festival is coming up. Mr. Christian reminded us, I believe that's April 10th. So board, if that's not already on our calendar, it will be coming to our calendar, but the Media Festival is April 10th. Which is held right here, and it is always quite a show. So many big things are coming our way, and as a board, we will always spend our time and treasure sharing the responsibility, making sure we show up to as many things as we can. We really appreciate and support the work of the district. I shared with someone yesterday, while I know that what we have going on in the district feels heavy, and at times there's a lot of things that we're doing that can feel very impactful to the individual work of schools or school campuses. Overall, the things that are happening in our district from a financial outlook as well as operationally is so much lighter than what is happening to our neighbors to the north and our neighbors to the south throughout the state of Florida. There are districts that are being essentially forced to close schools due to their finances. You know, instead of making proactive decisions and conversations about closing schools or trying to be more financially responsible, they've put themselves in positions where they have to make decisions this year, and you know, they are losing students to private school and charter school, and we just are having a very unique challenge here in Marion County where our student enrollment continues to go up. And so navigating these waters is a challenge, and there are difficult conversations ahead, especially when the legislator doesn't seem to get it together to give us what we need to be able to make our challenging decisions. But I'm grateful for a team led by Dr. Brewer that's continuing to bring uncomfortable things to the board and let us have uncomfortable conversations productively so that we can find solutions that will work for the majority of Marion County Public Schools. I will be at both community meetings Wednesday and Thursday at Reddick and Anthony. I look forward to the continued conversations about what we're doing on the north end regarding consolidation and utilization of our campuses. And I look forward to another productive week and weeks ahead as we get into testing. I believe Dr. Brewer said as of tomorrow morning, we're 27 days to the first day of testing for third grade and 26 days for Wyoming Park, right? Okay. So testing is on the horizon, and while we wish that wasn't the reality, that is the reality. The metric for the district and for schools is based on one test that happens at the end of the year. And so that is our goalpost. We are working towards really productively every single day. Students showing up to school, which I appreciate you mentioning attendance. Students continuing to show up to school, be present and be prepared, ready for a wonderful learning day is very important, especially in this last 30 days. So with that, I will wrap up my comments. And there being no further business, I'm sorry, Ms. Martinez-Young, did we have any, I already asked you the off-air, I'm sorry. Do we have any further, there are no further business, I'll have a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Motion by Board Member Campbell and a second by Board Member Thrower. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes 4-0. Board meeting will be adjourned at 7:06. Thank you.